We all have the same 24 hours in a day. Yet some people achieve extraordinary things, while others remain stuck in the same place year after year. The difference isn't always talent, luck, or circumstances. It's how we treat the most precious resource we'll ever have: time. Most of us live as if we have infinite tomorrows, pushing everything to later without realizing that later is the thief that steals our dreams. What if I told you that right now, at this very moment, you're holding a fortune in your hands, but you might be throwing it away without even knowing it? Today's story is about a young boy who had everything going for him, but was trapped by one destructive habit that nearly cost him his future. Through an encounter with a wise sage and a powerful, life-changing story of a fisherman, he discovered a truth that transformed his entire life. If you've ever found yourself saying, "I'll do it tomorrow," or "I still have plenty of time," this story might be the wake-up call you need. Once there lived a young boy who had everything a child could wish for. His parents loved him dearly, and his teachers praised his intelligence. He lived in a comfortable home, yet despite all these blessings, the boy had one terrible habit. He always postponed everything. When his mother asked him to clean his room, he would say, "I'll do it later, Mom." When his teacher gave him an assignment, he thought, "There's plenty of time to complete it." When friends invited him to extra classes, he said, "Maybe next time." Days turned into months, and months into years. While his classmates learned new skills, played instruments, excelled in studies, and grew, the boy remained exactly where he was, like a tree refusing to grow while the whole forest flourished around him. One day, after failing another important exam, the boy sat alone, feeling frustrated. Seeing his distress, his father said gently, "Son, there is a wise sage who lives at the edge of our town. Perhaps he can help you understand what you're missing." The next morning, the boy went to the sage's simple hut. The old man was sitting peacefully under a tree. When the boy approached, the sage opened his eyes and asked kindly, "What troubles you, my child?" The boy replied, "Everyone keeps telling me time is precious, that I'm wasting my life. But I don't understand why they worry so much. I'm still young. I have my whole life ahead. Why should I rush?" The sage nodded and said, "Let me tell you a story." He began. In a small village by the river lived a poor fisherman. Every dawn he went to the riverbank with his net. One dark morning, he stumbled upon a small cloth sack filled with what felt like stones. Thinking they were children's playthings, he carried the sack with him. Sitting by the water in complete darkness, he reached into the sack and threw a stone into the river. Plop. Then another plop. The simple sound pleased him. Stone after stone, he tossed them into the flowing water, lost in thought as the sky slowly brightened. At last, only one stone remained. When the first ray of sunlight touched it, it burst into brilliant light. It was a diamond. Shocked, the fisherman realized that he had thrown away an entire bag of diamonds into the river simply because he couldn't see their value in the darkness. He cried in despair, but nothing could bring the diamonds back. The sage looked at the boy and said, "You are like that fisherman. Your life is a sack of diamonds. Every day, every hour, every moment is a precious gem. But in the darkness of ignorance and laziness, you are throwing them away, thinking they're just worthless stones. When you say, 'I'll do it tomorrow,' you throw away today's diamond. When you say, 'I'm still young,' you throw away this year's treasures." People realize the value of time only when the light of understanding finally dawns. By then, most of their diamonds are already gone. The boy's eyes widened with understanding. The sage continued, "But here is the hope. You are still young. You still have many diamonds left. The fisherman discovered one diamond at dawn. You have many. The question is, now that you know each moment is a diamond, will you continue throwing them away, or will you treasure each one and use them wisely?" Tears of determination filled his eyes. He bowed and said, "I won't waste another diamond." From that day onward, he transformed completely. He did tasks immediately, finished assignments on time, and embraced every opportunity to learn. The procrastinator became the most reliable student in school. Within a year, he not only caught up with others, but surpassed them. Years later, as a successful and respected man, He often shared the fisherman's story and said, "We all have a sack full of diamonds. Each moment is precious, but most people throw them away without realizing it. The fortunate ones are those who understand the value of time while they still have diamonds left." Recognize the value of your time now, because the dawn of your life is happening at this very moment. The diamonds you still hold can build the life you dream of, but only if you cherish them before they slip away forever.